Let's see how this looks. Decent glare, decent glare. Can't be helped. Hello everyone, welcome back. What's up? It's been a long time, but I think I'm gonna be doing these types of not routine. What the fuck? I'm gonna be doing these types of kind of annual updates. For the past at least 2 years or so, I started this hobby of collecting records, and it seems like there's been a trend where every time I have like some sort of collection. This thing started in 2018 or 2019. Each year, starting from 2019, I would release a video, kind of just displaying my collection and seeing what I got. And ever since like 2020 was probably one of my most popular when the whole COVID actually hit it here. That was one of the biggest videos I got with around like 200 views. We had at least 25 or 26 records. Since then, that time was a weird time where I began even collecting more vinyl to the point where I doubled the amount. Based on my, I guess, let's see, I want to say I want to have like 46 or 47 records. 47 if we're counting one that I'm still waiting on that should be coming in February, which I'll talk about a little bit more. But for the time being, I would like to kind of breeze through these collections. There's some, like, mainly a lot of the same shit that I had. I'm kind of just gonna briefly like look at it, and then that's really about it. But for the newer stuff, we'll kind of look more in depth about it. So without further ado, we're gonna get started with this. We got started with the new shit that I got because they've been mostly on rotation. First one I got here is this is one of the weirdest packaging. I had to kind of mix around with it, but this is the new Abnormal. Unfortunately, the thing is also kind of all over the place. This is one of the rock album that came out in 2020. One of my favorite albums from the Strokes. Not I mean, I listen to the Strokes every now and then, but this is actually one of the few albums that I can actually listen through and enjoy pretty much all the tracks on here. I think it's only like 9 or 10 tracks in here, but the packaging is really weird. It actually doesn't come in like some sort of like folder. It kind of just comes like little separate things. But either way, I mean, I still like the music. It's a regular standard black vinyl. Another one that I got, this is my more recent pick, and this is probably the most expensive record I own right now, is Oliver Tree's Ugly is Beautiful. This is a kind of an alternative rock, pop, I don't know, like, this is a kind of a mix of genres, but Oliver Tree is kind of seen as a meme. This dude, by the looks of it, I mean, he doesn't really take himself too seriously. And then this is another cool thing, it's a nice foldable. And then you got the back side with the list of tracks. This comes in, so another funny story. So let me show you how this looks. It's a translucent red. Translucent red. I actually ordered the yellow one, but for some reason they mailed me the limited edition red one. So I'm surprised, but I'm still like happy about it, given the prices. But the music is like, even if I would have got the yellow one, I really don't care. I was gonna open it anyways. I'm not gonna resell it. If you actually look up right now on Discogs, you can probably find this for around $150. But at this time of recording, they're already shipping out the signed vinyls. So I mean records. So we're gonna see more increase in prices from that. What else we got? Oh, there's another new one. This right here is Phoebe Bridgers, Punisher. This is one of the records from last year that surprised me, but it was very, I didn't really expect it to be such a grower to me. Could have been my top albums of like my number one for 2020. I had a different pick, but this is like a runner up, to be honest with you. This really grew on me when I first initially listened to. I like it because it's just a nice vibe to it. Really, really nice. And because of this album, I kind of started getting more into Phoebe Bridgers' music. Unfortunately, this is only a black vinyl because they come in different variations, but they like this particular album is very sought after. It also comes with a little booklet with kind of like with the lyrics as well as like illustrations for each of the tracks and kind of like what they symbolize. Favorite tracks of these was probably like the last three songs: ICU, Graceland 2, and I Know the End. Next one, this is a random ass pick I got. This is this is not even in my like not even in honorable mentions, but ever since I started listening to it, I mean I just been listening for the hell of it. This is Future's High Off Live. This is actually a Walmart exclusive. This thing is loaded. That's the only thing. It's like 22 tracks. I want to say Future is like one of those weird ass trap, but I mean he has one of the best trap albums out there, which is like Dirty Sprites 2. This is not too bad, but it can get repetitive around the halfway point. But like the first record of this is fantastic. The second one's like it's hit or miss. However, the reason why I got this was mainly because of I like Future, but it's a pretty cool marbled, white and black marbled record. Double LP, so it looks extremely nice to look at and also to play. The quality this is probably the highest quality one I have on my record. For some reason it's louder, the bass is booming, shit like that. I enjoy it. Our next segment we're gonna explore something that I also decided to go into. So I have 3, maybe 4 bootleg records. So bootlegs are the ones that are like albums or records that didn't get an official pressing. Either the official one has never been released at all, so they just made these bootlegs, or that like for example Frank Ocean's Blonde had an official release of the album, but it's very rare. So they have these kind of bootlegs out there for people that are able to afford it. So let's start out with this. This right here is Saturation 2 by Brockhampton. This right here is one of my favorite albums of 2017. It's a long ass time. This is around the time, again, Saturation was actually a trilogy of 1, 2, and 3. Back then I was a huge Brockhampton stan. And this was, out of the 3, I think this is my favorite, mainly because it's hip hop oriented. And here we got the list of tracks with freaking Roboto right there. And this is again it's a bootleg, but being a bootleg is not too bad. The only complaint I got is that for some reason the last vinyl, if you play like Sunny and Summer, because of the guitars, it sounds weird. It sounds off, but everything else sounds fine. This one is a multicolor, so each record is different color. First we kind of got like a clear, but this is I don't know, it has a weird tint to it, like a yellow tint to it, but it's meant to be clear, but it's not, it's a little bit dirty. And then the second one is kind of looks like a gold to an orange color to it. It's really interesting to look at. I'll put these up a little bit later. Next one, we have another bootleg. This is again Brockhampton Ginger. It had one official release, but it was like I don't know, like a fans edition. But again, it's kind of hard to find. I got this one. I usually get these from Rollin Records. I can leave the website down in the description. They usually will update their list of vinyl and records right there. And yeah, they're relatively cheap for what they cost, and a lot of people usually oversell these like for higher amounts. But yeah, Ginger, this is actually a record. I was meant to get Saturation 1, but I guess they sold out, so they just gave me Ginger, which I was like, fuck it, I guess. And then we got the track listing. Again, this is kind of just look into it real quick. What was cool about this, they had their own like personal like we call it in the sleeve, so I like that, and it actually has the list and the credits of all the songs. So and then the color is orange. It's beautiful, really beautiful color for this. And also this is probably the best sounding bootleg I have thus far. So props. I mean, thank you again for Rollin Records. We have one more to show real quick. Okay, so this is the very last bootleg I have. This is the first one I actually decided to buy out of a drunk impulse of all things. I was literally drunk and I decided to get it because I love this album. I fucking do, and it's just probably one of my favorite artists of all time. If you've seen my my other like record collections videos, I have praised this dude so many times, and I was so happy when I got this potential bootleg because I don't think it's gonna be ever released. This is Faces, the mixtape from Mac Miller. It was his birthday yesterday, so I was gonna say happy belated birthday to him. Probably like when the time this video releases, probably like 2 days, but just want to again just wish pay my respect for for that dude. Great artist, really helped me out during these past years, especially with the release of Circles. That shit was fantastic. But yeah, this is a really abstract art when you look into it. And then in the back you have all the songs. I guess it's like a very long album. I forgot how long it is, but still, what I like, the quality is hit and miss, but it plays. I don't see any like skipping on my record turntable, so I don't know. I was just really happy with it. Another cool thing is the colors for this one. So the first one is a clear, but if you can see here, there's like a little bit of a hint of yellow onto it that's kind of like surrounding it, but it's mostly on the bottom for the first side. The second record, I don't know why, but this is so cool. I love the way it looks, and it's like a yellow, and it looks sick. It's like a clear yellow. It looks so sick. But yeah, great mixtape all around, to be honest. Amazing mixtape. Speaking of Mac Miller, I finally got his latest release, posthumous release, Circles. This is a really kind of a singer-songwriter album compared to his, I guess I want to call it sister or companion album, Swimming. This is a really chill album to listen to. Love it. It was one of my favorite albums of last year as well. And there's a few versions of this. You can get one from Urban Outfitters that's white. I don't know if they still have it, but the original one is fine with me. It's a clear vinyl, so it's beautiful. Favorite tracks over here is probably Swim, Good News, Circles, Blue Worlds, and probably let's go on the bonus Ride. That one's really good too. Let's see. What I'm trying to do is mainly pick out the latest ones that I got. Ah, this is perfect. This is Run the Jewels 4 by Run the Jewels. I need to get 3 and 2 eventually, and maybe 1. But right now, this will suffice. This is one of the most politically charged albums they got, and probably the best one. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Found this in Walmart. Again, that's that closest thing I have to a record store out here in Kingsville. But I should be using more like Discogs or something like that to help out. And then another badass thing about this is another colored. This is a kind of like a magenta. It's like call it neon magenta. 2 sides. I wish they could have done with just one record because it's like they only have 3 songs per side, so it's kind of a hassle to play, but it's fine. I mean, the music speaks for itself. It's one of the best political albums out there. Next one that I got recently is No Pressure by Logic. This is supposedly his last album, and the sequel to Under Pressure. I think his first debut project back in like 2013, 2014, I want to say. This is one of the best looking artwork covers ever, and then you're looking back, you even have the track listing, and yeah, this is really beautiful. If I open it up, it's a gatefold, but it's very basic. If you look into the limited edition one, which just has like the No Pressure, it has a very beautiful cover when you open it up, and this is just a standard black, but the music is nice. It's just a return to form to Logic, so I was really happy about it when it released. Next one I got. This is I think you've seen this one. It's Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon, End of Days, I think is what you call it. Hopefully I got it right. But this is the first one of the trilogy, which the second one is Man on the Moon 2, The Legend of Mr. Rager, and then Man on the Moon 3, which is the recent one from last year, The Chosen, which I would like to get those two, mainly the second one, because it's surprisingly, even though I love this album too, the second one's my favorite, mainly because of its dark tones and in musicality of psychedelics. This is the Walmart exclusive. This is one that was really sought after, and right now it's really overpriced. If you look into to Discogs, but they somehow started to restock these, and they had it for a more generous price. It's a clear, or it says crystal clear, based on the Hype label, but clear. I mean, this looks fucking nice. The music is really nice on here too. On to the next one. We got Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino. I think not necessarily his last album, because he did have that album per se. I didn't really get a chance to listen to it. This is a nice change of pace, and this is actually more of a funk, kind of like disco inspired. Like it was a huge like change in genre that Donald Glover went into. And yeah, I mean, this was a really nice pick. I've been wanting to get it since. The only downside to the one I got here, for some reason, and I don't know, maybe it's just the grooves itself, and probably need to clean it a little bit better. Redbone kind of does a weird noise around the end of it. Everything else is fine. But overall, this is an amazing album back in 2016. So one last time, to be honest with y'all. Next one we have is... Let's see. Trying to get the ones that I've gotten. Trying to remember the ones I've gotten. Oh yes, I mentioned this in the last one. This is The Weeknd, his very first mixtape. This is House of Balloons, part of the trilogy of House of Balloons, Thursday, and Echoes of Silence. The last two, are very hard to come by. This is probably the cheapest one to get, but this one's also, for some reason, also increasing price. This is probably the most popular one, and fans say it's probably his best work to date. This thing is also, if I open it up, it's nothing really much, but this has 10 songs. It's also 2 LPs. But the thing is, most of these songs, I can tolerate it because these songs are long. At least, like, it can range from 5 to even 8 minutes long. For example, House of Balloons, Glass Table Girls, this is like a 2-part song, it's like 6-7 minutes. The party and the after party is probably the longest one. Loft Music is also extremely long, the noise is like 5-6 minutes. So yeah, I mean, he used to do these types of songs back then. He doesn't really do it now, but it's fine, you know, he's always evolving. Speaking of The Weeknd, we also got his latest one, After Hours. This is my favorite album of 2020. This shit is fantastic. I didn't actually order it from his official site, but they had the clear and red splatter at a different site, and it was a lot cheaper. So I was able to snatch it, and this came in really nice. And then you have the list of songs in red. I love the horror theme of this. It's like really sick. And then it's a nice, also sick looking gatefold too. You see it's just the many faces of Abel. Scary. And then the main thing to look at is the cover. This is kind of cheap, to be honest, like this material, but I mean it kind of fits the aesthetic of it, so I kind of just dealt with it. And then we got this cool clear red splatter. What's cool about this is that the first record it's like very little splatter, but if we go into the second one, you can see it's a lot more bloodier, with more red splatter kind of like tossed onto it. Kind of represents the album as a whole, since it's like what I like about it is like it's separated into like I call each side like acts to me, and I feel like that's what kind of makes it such a theatrical listen, and you can see he's a lot more bloodier than the first record. So like the first half, how I interpreted it, like the first like quarter from like Alone Again to Hard, Scared to Live is kind of acknowledging like, oh man, like kind of heartbroken, want you back kind of thing, or like you can move on. The second one, which is more like the douchebag, toxic boy anthems, like Snow. We call it Snow. I forgot what the song is. Holy shit, I'm so bad. But from Snow to Faith. That's kind of like when he's kind of like tripping off, like doing bullshit shit, just kind of get over it. Then when it gets to like the synth pop shit, like Blinding Lights, In Your Eyes, and Save Your Tears, I feel like that's the actual like climax of his like, you know, getting fucked up and shit like that, doing all these drugs, kind of like hallucinating. And then once we get to like the last one, like Repeat After Me, After Hours, and Until I'm Bleeding Out, like that's like the part where he's kind of like trying to sober himself up, trying to like, yeah, it's like it's crazy. I feel like it makes sense to me. I don't know why. Oh yeah, it's called Snow Child. I don't know why the fuck I forgot about that, but we're gonna move on from that. The next one is, I think it's my first, if you consider Daughters as a heavy metal album, this is like legit heavy metal, or at least metalcore at its finest. This is Still Searching by Senses Fail. I feel like this is a badass album, to be honest, but it's a really dark listen. What I like about it is it's one LP. This single LP is beautiful. It's I think it's my favorite looking one out of all of the ones I got. It is supposedly like a maroon or purple to white, and you can see like the logo. It's fucking sick, and it kind of like blends into the white a little bit. Yeah, this is amazing. This looks fucking badass. Yeah, this is kind of like, it's a concept album too, about a dude kind of like, he's kind of like depressed and shit like that, and kind of like going through the phases of it, and his drinking problems and all that, to the point where he actually commits suicide. From like all the cowboys have dad issues. And then kind of like from Negative Space into The Priest and the Matador, it kind of goes into this very peaceful, it's like, okay, I'm already dead. And he's just like kind of like reliving those like those past memories. It's a really like depressing listen to, but like the music and the emotion in there is heavy. So I mean, I highly recommend this album a lot. It's like amazing listen. I can't wait. I want to get their first one, Let It Enfold You, like that shit. And I think hopefully I can still find it, but I don't know when I'll be getting that. I'll be eventually. This album's fucked. That's what I'm gonna say. This one I got from Walmart, and I'm gonna return it because of a particular issue. So this is Brockhampton's Iridescent. This is like one of their kind of weird ass album that they dropped before Ginger. It was after the saturation, after Amir Van was kicked out due to the sexual allegations. They made this album. This album was, if you see my reaction, I enjoyed it for the most part. But is it as good as a trilogy? Not really. And I do like the thermal depictions of this. It's really cool. And then if you even look inside, it's badass. Like this is a badass gatefold. The thing is, this particular one, which I'm gonna return, both records are literally the same thing. So I got this record. It's clear, by the way, but it's side A, side B, side C and side D don't exist on this one. The second LP, which has the sticker side C, side D, is actually side A and side B based on the groups. So it's like, I can't even listen to half the album, and the other half of the album is fucking big. It's like, why? It's like, why would they just, I don't know. Hopefully I'm gonna get a replacement. I don't fucking know, but we'll see. Next album is probably one of the greatest hip hop albums out there for a lot of people. Not for me, but I still love the album. This is Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp A Butterfly. Because another sought after, I think a lot of people already had this album. If you generally love music, you're gonna love this album. This was my first introduction to jazz rap, so it was weird for me when I first heard it. But after a couple of listens, I really enjoyed this project. I don't. Is it better than say a Good Kid, Mad City or Damn? Good Mad City is still my favorite. Damn is still also my second favorite to this one. But that's a really unpopular opinion. Still doesn't ignore. I can't ignore that this is a very like influential album, and a lot of people's favorites, by the way. So another cool thing about this is another gatefold, and it's really really beautiful. We got a couple of pictures and even some more liner notes of the album. I would say, in terms of musicality, this is probably the best thing to listen to compared to Good Kid, Mad City. That one's I feel is more story driven than this one. Although there is this is a concept album as well, but it's more political for me, so it's a little bit kind of harder for me to digest. But I mostly just kind of zone that out and just focus on the music and the lyrics on hand sometimes. That's just me. Next one, I got this from Amazon, but I don't know a lot of people have this type of version of it. This is Denzel Curry Zoo. This is his. I don't want to say his last one because his last one with Kenny Beats Unlocked was also pretty good, but I didn't have a chance to got it yet to get it. But yeah, Zoo was a 2018 favorite of mine, and the one this, I made a gamble. I gambled this in a way where I thought I was gonna get a different color vinyl. It was either that or a standard black. I was right. This is a colored one. This is a green translucent. This is a beautiful color. I don't know if that's something that only Amazon has. I don't know if other people have a standard vinyl or something else entirely, but this is good looking. This is probably one of the louder records I got in terms of the bass that I really enjoyed. Another thing is kind of like a gatefold too. If you look into it, you can see Denzel Curry, Miami. It's a really short album too, but it's mostly sticking to his roots, so I highly respect it. Okay, we got two more records to look into. Second to last, Casey Musgrove's Golden Hour. This is a country album of all things, with a little bit of pop. This is a good a very, I guess, sunny listen. I guess the best way to describe this album. Surprisingly enjoyed it, even though I wouldn't say despise country, but it's not my favorite genre of music to listen to. But this record, I mean, is nice. It's a single LP and it has its own little sleeve, and I think all of them are like this. It's a clear, so I mean that's beautiful. That's really nice to listen to. But yeah, I recommend it. It was apparently a lot of people's top album like 2018. It's not bad. I like it. And then lastly, I need to get the other one later, but we got Travis Scott, Astro World, baby. This is an amazing fucking trap album. Is it as good as Rodeo? Rodeo's a lot better, but this is, I think, it's more memorable, or at least like my favorite. It has like 18 tracks, 17 tracks, my bad. And yeah, this is just a standard black vinyl instead of the purple one that they got, but still, I don't mind it at all. This is really nice sounding. I thought this was a gatefold, but I guess not. But yeah, this is really nice. Favorite tracks on here, and if you see my reaction of this, it was actually Houston Fornication. That was like my favorite track out of all of them, and that was like at the very end of it. So yeah, I won't be displaying the other records that I have, since I already have a catalog for those in terms of, in a video, which I will include in the description of this video, since it would be another fucking 30 minutes long of me explaining shit. Even if I breeze by them, it's not really worth the time and effort to. But yeah, I'll make sure to have that link in the description if you're interested in seeing the other half of my collection that I've already shown a lot. But we'll see what 2021 brings us Survey on One. That one record should be coming in February. It is 21 Savage and Metro Boomin's Savage Mode 2. That's another really fantastic rap album in 2020. They came in three versions. I got the standard one, which is like, with the artwork is like the standard one looks like very like 90s, early 2000s artwork with bling hip hop. Then we got the second one, which is the one I got, which is like two knives, and then the other one's also like another knives, but it looks kind of lazy. But I went ahead and got the second alternative artwork, and all three of them are red. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks once it comes by. But yeah, let's see what other records we can get, what new albums we'll be hearing, and yeah, that's it for the update. Stay safe out there. We're almost close to going back into becoming normal in this world with the whole vaccines, the new Biden inauguration that happened today. Should be changing, hopefully for the better, but we'll see what happens. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Peace.